So if we can show you something that'll deliver stock-like or better returns and not crash in a crash, it's got to be awfully attractive. Okay?
Randy, we got about 3 minutes.
3 minutes, great. So, how does PE add so much value? Right? There's 6 things they do. Okay? First, they lever. We're going to lever the same amount. How much is that? It's about 1.4 to 1. Typical public company is 30% debt. A typical LBO-able public company, the kind of public company that has all the cash flow you need in order to make the interest payments on an LBO, is about 50% debt. LBO deals are about 70 or 75% debt, so about 1.4 times levered. Our products, by the way, we have 2 products out in the market. One is only for Canadians, I'm sorry to say, but the other anybody in the world can invest in. And the Canadian one's been around since 2020, and the one anybody can invest in launched in May. Okay, and so we're going to leverage just that little bit, 1.3 or 1.4 to 1, to match what PE does, so we can match that source of value added. Second, we're going to match the crash protection of PE. PE protects against a crash by using mark-to-model accounting. When bad news happens, PE says, you know what, we think the market's overreacting, we're not going to take too big of a markdown. We're not allowed to do that because we're in public companies, so we buy put spreads to hedge. We have a sophisticated put spread strategy developed by our partners at Gladius Capital, who are top derivatives experts. Okay, so that's 2 that we can match. Okay, we can also match the fact that PE is fantastically good at picking industries. PE has consistently been tilted towards the right industries for decades. That is established in multiple academic papers and in our own research. We know what industries they're in every single quarter, and we can match their industry allocation, and we do. Then the 4th thing PE does that's great is they pick the right companies within industries. What are those? If I had more time, I'd go into more detail, but I can give you the gist in 2 seconds. Low multiple, high profitability companies. That's what PE does. Because after all, if you're going to pay out, if you're going to borrow 3/4 of the money in the deal at 8%, which means 6% a year of enterprise value is being paid every year in interest, you had better have high cash flows. And so those are high profitability companies, but they can't buy them at high multiples or the money or the numbers don't work out. So high profitability, low multiple, guess what? Those are the best performing companies in the stock market. So that's what we buy, and it's what LBO firms buy. So we match that. So what can't we match? We can't match the operational improvements that PE makes. We can't get in there the way I've been sending my best students for 25 years off to these LBO firms. They do a great job. They use inside information to decide what companies to buy. We're not allowed to have inside information, but they are. And they make operational improvements after the deal is done. That puts us behind by 1 to 2% because we don't have inside information per year, another 1 to 2% because we can't make operational improvements, and another 1 to 2% because we have to pay for those options. Insurance costs money. So that puts us 3 to 6% behind PE, but we have advantages too. And there's more than one, but I'm just going to say one so I don't go over my time. And that is the typical private equity firm, once you add up operator fees, monitoring fees, origination fees, management fees, and carried interest, charges about 700 basis points a year in fees. Our product is about 100 basis points a year in fees. That 600 basis point gap takes us from 3 to 6% behind, 1 to 2 plus 1 to 2 plus 1 to 2, 3 to 6% behind on gross returns compared to traditional PE, to 0 to 3% ahead. Now on the back test, it's closer to 3% ahead. You're never as good as your back test. We believe we can match the average performance of traditional LBO firms, which is 2 to 3% ahead of the stock market, while also matching the downside protection so that when the market crashes, we deliver solid returns around 0, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, but not crash-like returns. And if we can do that, it is not a reason to replace any of your PE with liquid PE, because top quartile PE will beat us. But it is a reason to use us to help manage your private equity portfolio around the edges.